Hi. Okay. Hi, Helena. Thanks for joining me for the client interviews that I thought would be nice to do whilst we're in isolation and we've all got a bit of time on our hands at the moment. And I guess the reason that I thought this was a good idea is because my nature of coaching and consulting, both in life design coach and Mojo Talent, is very bespoke. And it's, my premise is that everybody comes with different issues. Everybody is different and has their own beliefs and things like that. And it's very hard for people to really know if coaching is for them. So I thought it'd be nice to speak to some of my clients just to find out a bit more from your perspective, what your experience has been with working with me. So would you like to introduce yourself? Obviously, you came to me for professional coaching in the first instance, but do you want to just introduce yourself and a bit about why you initially reached out for some coaching?
Sure. Well, so we met about 3.5 years ago now, and I reached out to you initially for professional coaching. So I'm the former head of digital talent innovation at Deloitte, and I've worked for other big recruitment firms, global recruitment firms like Randstad in the past. And so I found myself in a bit of a crossroads in my career. When I first reached out to you, I had been offered a new opportunity. I wasn't sure whether it was really right for me, and I reached out to you after having found you on the internet to see if we would be a good fit for one another. I suppose the kind of role I was in at the time was quite fast-paced, quite challenging, quite ambiguous. I was also quite new to the country, and I didn't have an enormous support network here. So I was really looking for someone to help me get clarity on the next career decision I was about to make. I was also looking for someone objective and impartial, but someone who could, I suppose, challenge my thinking as well.
And before you kind of decided to proceed with the coaching, did you have have you had experience before in any coaching or counselling or anything like that? And did you have any preconceived ideas, I guess, of what the coaching would be?
I haven't had professional coaching or counselling before having met you. I'd had mentors and managers like most people have. I suppose I first thought that it might be quite rigid or procedural, that you might follow a sort of standard client checklist with me and that we might be going through a journey. I think it was a lot less rigid than I thought it was going to be. It's quite flexible. So having first come to you thinking it was going to be all about professional and career, it's ended up evolving into something a bit more lifestyle as well. So what's been interesting is you helping me work out where certain patterns of behavior or thought surface themselves in both my professional career and actually in my personal life. So that's been quite interesting and unexpected for me. And it has been quite flexible. So there's been times where I've come to you with really quite specific or tactical challenges to help, really related to my role or the technical elements of my role sometimes. There's been other times where I've been struggling with communication or relationships at work. And there's been other times where we've really zoomed right out and looked at how certain things that I've done for, almost my whole life and my professional career, how you've helped me identify some of those patterns and interrupt them where, they're not really helping me anymore.
Absolutely. And what would you say then would be, if you were going to speak to somebody else about coaching and whether they should maybe reach out for it or not? I guess what are the biggest things that maybe you take away from our coaching relationship?
I suppose the first thing is it's not an admission of failure. It's not been embarrassing. I haven't worried about confiding in you, and you know things about me that not a lot of other people know, and that's given you quite a unique position to challenge me, I suppose. So it's not embarrassing or an admission of failure. And actually people I've talked to about this have found my journey quite interesting. They've asked me questions about the process and how I found it. So that's been one key learning. I think also it's been easy because we've got a good connection. It's been easy for me to be honest, and that's, I suppose, deepen the connection and the insights that we've come up against because I have been so honest. You've helped me tackle quite big problems in my life as well. You've helped me break them down into, I suppose, smaller and more manageable chunks that don't feel quite as overwhelming. The whole thing's been really quite flexible. So it's been easy for me to show up one session with something quite work related or specific, and then the next time perhaps I'll bring you a more personal challenge. So it's been quite easy to slot that into the relationship. It's not been too formulaic. It's been quite easy and natural in that respect.
And in terms of that, you might think that you have a goal in mind and this is what you want to work on, but week to week, day to day is different, and different things come into your life at different points, and they have an effect on you reaching those goals. So I guess that people do a lot of the time have this preconceived idea that it's going to be this linear structured thing, but we're not linear structured people. The human mind is not linear and structured. So that's a really good point. Thank you. And in terms of anybody who's just thinking, even wondering whether coaching's for them, what would you say to them?
I'd say, first of all, don't be embarrassed and don't feel worried about reaching out for that kind of support. Just go for it. I'd probably say don't hold anything back. It's important to be truthful and honest, even if it doesn't always feel comfortable. And I'd say just reach out and just have that trial session just to see if there is chemistry and fit, and if you are right for each other.
That's right. And I guess on that point, like I do have like a half an hour session or phone conversation or Zoom session with somebody, and it's not about me selling anything. I think that you'll probably remember back to that. It's about whether you feel comfortable with me, I feel comfortable with you, and whether we do think it could be a productive and positive working relationship on both sides. So thank you. I think they're really good points, and I won't keep you any longer. I just really appreciate your time. Love working with you, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.